Hey guys, welcome to the channel. So today we are going to fetch data from API. So as we know, all the contents in the website nowadays are dynamic. So we have to fetch API so that our data can be in sync, or our data can be real, it's real all the time. So we can fetch real data all the time. So for that we should use API. So I'm going to simply demonstrate you about how to use API, how to fetch API in a better way. So I'm going to teach you first bad way, and then I will create some of other functions, so that how to manage the UI part and business part, how to separate a constant. So we share separation of constants in React, where we separate the business logics as well as the UI part in different parts, and then just we just abstract things. Okay, simply as that. So now let's see the code. So in code I have just not done anything. This is simply a template of React, and then you can see I've imported React, and then I've created something I've imported a Node.js or CSS framework Bootstrap, and then I've created a functions as app, which is a component, which is a React component. As you can see, it's a JS element, we can say the React component, and then we have a URL. So this is the API, and then we are returning a div, so empty div. So now we are going to fetch data, and then we are going to show to the data in the products. Okay, in the card, Bootstrap card. So I will teach you as you can see, the e-commerce store where you can see products. So we are going to show those products with the API. So now we are going to fetch API. To fetch API, we obviously know we have to use something like use effect hook, because use effect hook in functional component, in class component, we use component did mode, but in after introduction of React hooks, we we use use effect hook, because it is more easier, more simpler, and then it's more convenient to use use effect. It's so easier. You just have to call a simple use effect hook from React, and then I just call it, and then it takes something like a higher order function, or it takes some callback function. So it's an animation function. We take whenever use effect is hit, we'll just call this animation function, and then we are just going to fetch data once our component mount. So that's why we are using this close brackets without any of the dependencies. If we do not use this, if we do not use it, and if we do not use it, then what happens is, if any state changes, then this use effect will again re-render. So it's going to create an infinite loop, because in everywhere we change the set data or set anything of the state, then it's going to re-render this use effect, and use effect is going to trigger the re-render, and again after the re-render, use effect is going to call. So it is creating an infinite loop, so that we don't want infinite loop. We don't want to call our use effect every time, and it's a rare case you use you do not use a dependency. In many cases you will use dependencies, or the empty array dependency, empty array. So let's refactor it, and then we can see let's format it. Okay, basically. So now what we are going to do is, we are going to create a function. So this function is known as fetch data. So it's going to fetch the products, or we can to fetch products, and this is going to be a async function, because it will return a promise. The HTTPS fetch API products is API. So it's a third party data. So for fetching third party data, we use promise and as well as use effect. So now asynchronous, then after it's a function. So this is a syntax. So ES6 feature, it's a ES6 feature. If you don't know, just look at the async await docs or anything. It's simpler. So now in async await, so what we have to do is, we have to create a next a new method. So that is called as a response. So we will take the response, and then after async, then we will await till the data is fetched. Await fetch, and then after fetching, we will do URL, and then if response is okay. So if response we can do is, after the data come, we can return response dot in JSON format. So simply as that, and then we will call it, and then we can call promise, and then we have the option of to call like with then. We can use async await, but like I have already used async await up, and then I can simply use then function, and then we can do something like log. Okay, so here's the syntax error. So I've just then also returns a callback function, and then inside a function I will just call console log, and then inside here I will give a response, and here's the response too. So let's see initial render we'll get our data or not. So inside React app, let's go to console, and then you can see, so we have got our products. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to create a function or a state where this data are saved. So let's create a function. So sorry, let's create a state. So state is simpler. So we will, so I'm going to teach you state like from first. So let's take the URL up, because URL is not related to our app anymore. So inside okay, so use effects like these functions can be used outside of our code, but use effect cannot be called outside of our code, because these are like these are mandatory, or these are the rules that hook should be always called inside the app and then at the top level of the app. Okay, so like top level means like below the callback. So we now use like for like creating a use state hook. So use state hook is a simple simple or basic use state hook that is used for rendering and to store the data, so to change the UI behavior of our app. So let's create a use state hook. So simply to create a use state hook, we will call the use state hook given by React. It's just a function. Okay, it's just a function named as hook that help us to use the React features. So use state hook takes an initial value. So our initial value is the empty array, because we don't want to be some initial values at first. We just want to be it as empty array. So now it returns two functions. One is our initial values, which is our array, so we can name it as products. So it's an like empty at first, it's like empty at first. Okay, and then we have a setter function, so like set products, which is going to set or change the state. Okay, so simply we can do is now after the get of day, we can do like set products, and then we are going to save the response. So now our work is almost done. So now let's get and let's show the products dot map, and then we are going to create single product. Okay, this is an ES6 features, and then you can see I'm going to create a card of bootstrap card. Let's see if there is any option to create a card, then I will create it. So let's import bootstrap card. Okay, so we'll just create a simply div. Okay, let's create simply a div that will return something like car, and inside car we'll just take out product, I guess the title. Let's see it will work. I think it should give error because let's see if it will give us error or not. Okay, so okay, no, the like list are here, and then we can see like we got a warning as each child in list should have a unique key prop. Okay, so in React, as we know, all the component are rendered and also rendering should be managed by React, so they need a unique ID for list or for the products that are used as map. So if we used as map, so we have to give a unique ID for each children. So like for here we can give product dot ID, I guess so. It should be removed from here now. Let's see, yeah, it's removed. So now as you can see, we have got all our products and we have fetched the data successfully, and this was simple like fetching data. So now I'm going to teach you some good way, because you can see this is not related to here, and then we can do is copy this and then create something like API. Okay, so like folder like API, and inside API you can do product services .js folder, and then inside here we can just give it, and then you have to like export this face products, and then this face products we should call about here. So face products, and let's see if it is working fine. Okay, yeah, it's working fine, no any errors till now. So now this is it for now. So in the next video we shall create error handling for React, as well as create a loading function for React. For now, thank you for watching my video. I'm going to bring more videos. If you like my video, just it's a simple fetching of the data and to show in React. Like, it's a clean code too. As you can see, we have the separated some constants, and then there are many ways like you can use extras except the fetch, but you should know when to use fetch, when to use extras. Like, for example, if you have to use, like, if you have many APIs to fetch, like if you if you need if you're creating a dashboard, then you should prefer always extras. But like if you have just one or two method to call, then always use fetch. Like for managing state with server side, you have React query too. I'm going to give you the hint of, I'm going to give you the videos of React query too. For now, thank you for watching my videos. If you like, please like, subscribe and comment, and I will be back soon.